Ich wünsche euch allen heute hier eine tolle letzte 10 Kilometer Runde und dann ein
3, 2, 1, ab geht's!
Hi, this video is about my recent 10K race at the New Year's Eve run in Frankfurt. I registered very spontaneously, so it was already full, but I managed to get a spot by another athlete who was not able to run on this race. We did this race straight off our winter training camp, so check my videos. My goal was to break 40 minutes, which I already attempted 3 months ago, failed by only a few seconds. By the way, basically that was my first official 10K race, so I don't have that many times to compare. Since I'm pretty new in this endurance sport. I played football before, not on a very high level, but since I started with triathlon 2.5 years ago, I'm totally hooked. Now, alongside my full-time job, I'm 100% focused on using structured training programs by my girlfriend, who's a coach in running and triathlon, and I want to get the best out of myself I can. And this is what this channel is about. Become the best version of yourself in sports and everyday life. This is the long effort. If you're interested, like and follow this channel. My long-term goal is to become a competitive long-distance athlete in the age group category. Since I played football for years, my physiology is more like a sprinter's. That basically means I'm training to shift from high carb metabolism to also from high lactate tolerance to a high fat metabolism to become long-distance athlete. Yes, this 10K may be better suited for my current metabolic profile, short and intense, but it's always a great benchmark to measure your actual training level and progress. This was meant to be my first race I want to make a video about. This is an experiment and I'm trying out. Please comment what do you think, how you like it or not. I used the Insta360 Go during the race and my plan was to overlay the video with some live data like heart rate and speed during the race. However, it didn't work out, but see yourself. Man muss nur einmal drücken. We rode our bikes to the race and stayed at my girlfriend's place the night before, since she lives only 10 minutes from the start line. As you can see, skipping the car was definitely the right call. The traffic was absolutely insane. Start was in front of the Deutsche Bank Arena, home stadium of Eintracht Frankfurt, the local football team. Of course, we did a proper warm-up first, about 2 kilometers of easy running, followed by some dynamic drills and a few strides to get the intensity going on.
Abschluss. Ich wünsche euch allen heute hier eine tolle letzte 10 Kilometer Runde und dann einen guten Jahreswechsel. Kommt alle gut übers Jahr und startet mit neuen Trainingsplänen dann im neuen Jahr und ich freue mich dann auf den Halbmarathon mit euch im März, auch wieder mit.
Wir zählen gleich zusammen runter. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ab geht's! Alles Gute, kommt gut an, da sind auch die Pacemaker, haltet euch ihre Mitschüler auf, Abschluss machen, auf geht's,
The stadium announcer just mentioned to watch out for the pacemakers. Very experienced runners, blah blah blah. Yeah, of course I didn't. I just started running, focusing on feeling good and trying to keep it under a 4-minute pace. Right from the start, that worked out pretty well. I felt great and every time I glanced at my watch, I was surprised by how fast I was actually going. Hopefully it stays that way till the end. That runner had a pretty unconventional running style, but he was flying. First kilometer done, 3:45 pace, the stretch was slightly downhill, heart rate around 165. Kilometer 3, pace 3:55, still feeling good, heart rate around 172. Kilometer 5, still alive, pace still at 3:55, heart rate slightly higher at 175. Kilometer 6, it's getting harder now, slightly downhill, pace at 350, heart rate constant at 175. Hard but good. Still slightly downhill and the pace is at 345, heart rate constant 175. Kilometer 8. Okay, now I'm dying. After the downhill section we hit the uphill. Pace dropped to 4 minutes 4 seconds, but heart rate staying constant. I just need to survive this. Okay, recovered a little bit, but still struggling. Yeah, here we are. After 9 kilometers, it's over. The race was done. Storage was full and I didn't realize that moment I was not recording anymore. But I brought it to the end. The last kilometer was actually my fastest kilometer of the whole race. So that's great. My heart rate wasn't that accurate since I lost connections. Don't know if it's because of the belt. However, you can see several points. At least I think especially the last few meters through the finish wasn't measured accurate. I think here it should have to be on the peak. The highest measured was at 177. But still, did I manage to get sub 40? Yes, I did. And I didn't expect it that I will be that fast. My goal was to beat 40 minutes and I beat it by almost 1.5 minutes. You see my split times here and here. So if you imagine this progress in only 3 months, that's amazing. Endurance isn't about short progress, isn't about short success. It's always a long-term project. That's also why this channel is called The Long Effort. And my last 10K race was the last race of my season. Then I had an off season for almost a month. And then I started with structured training at the end of October. And I could feel it from the beginning. My VO2 max I saw in every run since October. My VO2 max was increasing day by day, week by week. And I did 3 competitions during the winter in November, December. And it was a cross duathlon. Now here I came to this with this great achievement of a sub 40. I'm very happy and looking forward what happened next year or this year. And if you want to know how I managed to improve by 1.5 minutes in just 3 months, stay tuned for more videos. I'll be sharing my journey. We are doing a lot of easy base runs at very low intensity with a maximum of 1 hard session per week. But those are very specific intervals and in individualized zones. My next goal is the Frankfurt Half Marathon, which will be my first ever. Really looking forward to it, so stay tuned. No fancy cars, just the basics. This is the long effort. Recovery time, a 2-hour easy ride through the forest. And naturally, we capped it off with some ice bathing.
Scheiße, ich habe keine Eier mehr.